Hey everyone, rather Incoherent here, welcome back to Rimworld. Now, if that confuses you because you're on episode 1 and I'm talking about the past, there is an episode 0, but it's not important, you need not go back and watch it. It covers the following: my experience with the game, too long didn't read, not a whole hell of a lot, what mods I'm using, they're in the description. We also generated worlds, and we ended up settling on this location here, which, it turns out there's a lot of information on the screen that I just didn't read the first time and is pretty relevant. The two major ones looking to be the temperature range, which seems to be totally reasonable, and growing period, which is going to be half the year? 60 days is a year in this, right? I don't know why else it would say that, but I don't know. I have no idea how long a month is then. A little random thing that I really like in Rimworld: April, May, September, the way it's just 2 months smashed together. I love those stupid little portmanteaus. And also, we did the planning for our base, because I really hated the tutorial didn't show you a lot about how you should plan your base or anything like that. It seemed slapdash is a generous description of what the tutorial tells you to do. Kill yourself is basically what the tutorial tells you to do. So, the base that I'm planning is based on modularity and 2 designs. First, this is about the size of a wind turbine, and this is a 4x4 set of rooms that can be accessed through hallways. And I wanted it to modularly encompass both of those designs, and I want it to be symmetrical so we have this big storeroomish thing in the back. And I made it into a square set of these rooms so that I could enter and exit the base in all directions, as well as potentially set up defenses in all directions. I don't know what I'm planning to do for defenses, but having all of my stuff enter into the middle and then making the middle defensible seems like a good way to do it. And we haven't really unpaused time at all. We just claim stuff, plan things out, and it turns out there's more stuff to plan, but first I have tutorials and alerts that I should be handling apparently. Okay, so I can forbid doors by clicking on them and selecting it, that's good to know. And cover is a thing that actually exists, it's not just shooting stats, good to know. This is an ancient danger, that sounds ominous. I thought this was going to be the ancient danger, they look very similar. If it's possible to have 2, then they just both are. But, yeah, sure, I'll make a note never ever to dig this out, not that I was really planning to. So, a couple of things that I need to do that I didn't do in the last episode. First, last episode I just checked the wiki, and the wiki was like, new players should go corn and potatoes, and I trusted it, and the fact is I don't trust the wiki. That's ridiculous, why would I trust the wiki? So I looked into what the plants actually are, and one thing stood out to me, and that is that rice grows substantially better in fertile soil than anything else. And since most of this is fertile soil, we can actually really easily justify planting rice, I think. Next, in my original plans, I was just going to build a windmill and worry about it later, but that's ridiculous. We're going to build the windmill now and figure out how to get the parts for it. So to build this windmill, we need components, that's it. And that's not hard to handle. We can just... they're somewhere, right? We can just mine them. Yeah, here. The first thing we're going to research, once we have a research table, is going to be batteries, wherever those are. Here. How many meals do I have? 50? That seems like plenty to actually build shelter before I handle anything else. Also, I hit unforbid everything before we landed, so it didn't cover the actual starting gear. Whoops. And one last thing, I built a fuel stove because I wasn't planning on getting power immediately, but since we're getting power immediately, we should definitely install an electric stove instead. Now, for the time being, I think that's it. I think we're ready to unpause. I'm going to send Kiyoshi back to get our prepared meals in as soon as possible. And once this man finishes hauling, I think I'm going to have him prioritize starting to build things. Oh, I suppose we actually... Alright, so I'm going to send Chase over here to mine the machinery as soon as possible so we can start getting electricity going. Right now, I'm just having Rowan prioritize cutting all the trees that are generally in my way because I'm going to need more wood for this. You know, to make my incredibly flammable base. And that should be plenty of wood to actually get started. Once Kiyoshi gets back with all of our food, I'm going to have him actually start making our beds, because we sort of need those. Man, mining is slow as hell in this game. I guess it makes sense, since unlike in Dwarf Fortress, you're not meant to spend the entire game mining, but still. Somebody needs to prioritize actually building this. I don't know why I'm concerned about this, there's no way for us to use it right now. It's fine. You don't need to do this in any particular order, just get everything down at once. Just do it in the most train wreck possible fashion. Alright, so to build this, we need, what? Conduits? And I want the conduits to run through the walls as much as possible. So for the time being, we're just going to do it like this. Because the only things that are going to immediately need power is this area for refrigeration. Which I suppose we can start doing now, huh? So are we actually able to make a cooler immediately? I'm curious. This is obviously inefficient, but I have no idea if we can even make this. Hey, we can! Fantastic. We might want to, run power to it and shit, but who cares? You know, and wall it in and roof it in, all of that. I don't like the phrase boom wrap, but we'll worry about that later. You know, when they catch our base on fire. Is there a way to check, the total stock my base has? Alright, the answer is I don't have a whole hell of a lot of wood, and I want more than this. So, let's just cut more wood. Alright, so it looks like Chase is just collecting all the shit on the map while everyone else builds things and cuts trees, which is fine by me. And I could probably prioritize this to get things done in certain orders, but I'm bad at the game and don't feel like doing that. I don't appear to be able to connect this right now. It's like doing a little dust plume thing right here, but there is a power conduit here. Oh, we don't actually have power. That'd be it. Right, yes. Checkmate, I suppose. Oh, hey, there's literally a steam geyser right here. The best laid plans and all that. Can you build a wall on top of a steam geyser? I suppose we'll find out eventually, and if not, we're just gonna have to move the corner in one tile. We have nowhere near enough wood for my grand design, so we're just gonna prioritize cutting down a load of trees. We seem like we have a load of steel. Yeah, we kinda do, so mining more right now seems superfluous. Well, we're gonna need it eventually, so I may as well designate him to do this. Because he can't really do anything other than research and mine and haul. I'm also canceling this wall just to make sure that they don't make a situation where they cannot actually move quickly while they're building. Because this wall doesn't really matter right now. I'm actually going to have her stop doing what she's doing. I'm going to have her prioritize making this room so we can start researching. Now, I don't know if that'll make her prioritize working on all of the walls or just one. It looks like she'll just do as many as she can in one go, which is kind of what I want. And we're starting to have, like, an actual setup of rooms here, but still, like, this is nowhere near a finished base. It's kind of terrible, actually. And now that I think about batteries, I have nowhere to put them, which is more than a little bit awkward. Actually, I have plenty of steel. I'm going to tell this guy to go mine all of this instead. Because we have basically no machinery. Slowly but surely, we're making a set of buildings that actually make some degree of sense. Somebody build this wall just so I'll stop dying inside. Man, riveting. Pulse-pounding action. I really enjoy how quickly they can throw up roofs. Like, I don't even think it costs resources. It just happens basically instantly. Why is Rowan so angry? Yes. The fact that we don't have a dining room and we're sleeping in the cold. Are we sleeping in the cold? I guess we are. And it's dark and ugly and it's an awful barracks. Yes, our horrible sleeping conditions. Gotcha. Once we have a little bit more wood, we'll prioritize this. Then we'll roof all of our bedrooms. And we'll actually move our beds over and stop being so fucking heartbroken about our sleeping conditions. But right now, we don't have much alternative. Oh, I've got some packet survival meals over here on the ground that I just haven't handled. Chase, are you sleeping on the ground? How do I tell if he's sleeping? What are you currently doing? He has a very low expectations, huh? Comfort, not a lot. Yeah, I can see that. It's a really weird thing to say, like, I don't know how to tell if this guy's actually lying down. I don't... Schedule sleep? Maybe that's what's happening? That's what he's currently doing? Regardless, your new job is to carry this shit back. What are you doing out here? Actually, grab these. And once you're done grabbing these, then grab as many components as you can. Everyone else is already asleep, but they're asleep in beds like sane people. I don't know why he just went to bed outside. That's super weird. Yeah, this is his bed. Like, he knows he has it. It's owned by him. Rowan, you know you're pissing everyone off with this, right? Rowan, come on. Why are you doing this to him? Oh, so you can get up in the night and fail to make shears. Good job, dude. I should probably give these guys a schedule. That's a thing I'm pretty sure that I can do. Hey, here we go. Anyway, bad news, everyone. Your schedule is now to work. You have 1 hour at the end of the day that you can choose to use either throwing horseshoes or going to sleep. Don't really care, personally. I can tame things and I can train them. That is not my priority just now. I'll look into that once I've gotten, you know, like at least half of a working base built. Actually, despite the fact that this sort of makes sense to do. Yeah, I've got 42 meals. I don't know how long rice takes to grow. I'll let him do this. Alright, now that this guy is up, I want him to prioritize chopping trees today. Just like every other day, really. I'm going to cancel this mining designation. I'm going to tell Chase to spend today researching, I think. I can't prioritize research. Traders are passing by? Well, we don't have shit of value, so they're going to be disappointed. Most of our stuff is... Actually, all of our stuff is done. We finished our initial base layout. Of course, we don't yet have batteries, which is a slight problem due to our wind power. It's a really hit-or-miss system we have right now. So, a structure does not include a floor. Does furniture include floor? Because that feels like it's stressing the definition a bit. Home area, roof area... no, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, floors. It's its own tab, and it's nowhere near structure or furniture. That seems wrong. Okay, doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so this is all floored now, and that should mean that these are going to be substantially more livable bedrooms. Even if they aren't, they'll be bedrooms as opposed to an awful barracks, so let's move in. Alright, so Rowan can get to work actually making our bedrooms into, you know, bedrooms as opposed to empty garbage. Okay, so now that I've canceled Chase's mining orders, he's actually researching, and soon we will have batteries. I hope. It looks like floors also take basically no time to put down, so we might finally have bedrooms. What day does the game start on? I'm guessing the 1st? Has it really been 8 days? That doesn't seem right. I'm actually going to go check footage, because I'm really curious when the game starts. It turns out the game starts on the 6th of April, so it's been about 2 days. Hopefully we will spend our 3rd night sleeping in individual bedrooms. Rowan, build floors. Stop that shit. We don't have time to do whatever you're doing now. Butchering tables? You think we can hunt animals? Don't be ridiculous. I guess somebody's doing it no matter what, huh? That's fine. So I've been trying to figure out for a while, like, how to make them move the beds now. If there's a way, I'm just not seeing it. I don't feel like I can reinstall furniture urgently. I don't know if that's a command. If it is, I'm just not finding it. I have a visitor. An abandoned child from the White Minx Lake is visiting the colony. He is named Trobo Unpronounceable. He seems to have a few items to trade. The only thing he's good at is fighting people, and specifically, he would like to do it in the night. He'll also eat raw food. Of course. I'm sure he has a great variety of clubs and raw beef to hand us. Which, again, we can't afford. You guys planning on reinstalling those beds? Hey, perfect. Chase, are you feeling alright? You guys are having a morbid conversation. Practicing with shivs using bombs? Calm down. It's just rain, guys. Also, Rowan's still doing terribly. Everyone else doing worse than they used to. Every day in my colony is a fresh new hell for them. Okay. Night falls, our beds are in the correct place. Excellent. So the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unbuild this bit of wall to allow us easy access to our previous stockpile. The dog can sleep in the butcher room, I guess. No one's using it. Alright, so things make a little bit more sense. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to play horseshoes. Nah, I don't really agree with that plan. This kid really wants us to care about him, but now that I actually think about it, I literally don't know how to trade with them. Like, I can see that he has silver and pemmican and herbal medicine, which maybe I care about those things, or weed. I care about weed, I guess. Or the other stack of pemmican. But I literally don't know how to trade with them. Do I select somebody and right-click them? Hey! So that rice is already 24% grown. It grows really quickly. Which is good because we're down to 36 meals. Maybe we should start planting tomorrow. Wait, where's my last guy? Chase, why do you keep... It's raining and nighttime. Go to sleep. Stop playing horseshoes, my guy. I'm gonna move everyone's work schedule slightly earlier. Because it seems like they're staying up kind of into the night. Which might also mean that I'm waking them up early today, but whatever. It happens. Now, Rowan is my grower. I'm gonna have him spend today just priority growing as much rice as he can. Okay, I've discovered that you can prioritize each individual plant. Please God, tell me if I tell him to do it once, he'll do it for all of them. Nope, okay. Oh no, the traders are leaving. What will we do? So, I've realized that the same thing to do is just to grow into his work tab and set grow to 1. I'll do that instead of what I'm currently doing. Prioritize building these last remaining walls, and I realize now that I should probably lay down the rest of my conduit to actually start freezing things. And I think I need to run the conduit into here. I definitely need to make a load of wooden floors, though. Because these rooms are definitely supposed to have wooden floors, as opposed to dirt. On that subject, we should also probably build roofs over the rest of this base. So the passing traders took pity on me and gave me a dog leather bowler hat. What am I supposed to make out of this? Welcome to civilization. Here's a hat made from a dog. Okay. Thanks, I'll see you around, White Minx traders. That was weird. Is time passing? Doesn't appear to be. This says that time is passing, the pop-up doesn't actually adjust your UI to show it. That's a little bit alarming. That seems like it could be fixed fairly easily. Anyway, we need a faction name and a settlement name. So, if it's our faction name, as the Crash Landed guys, we want to sound big and scary so that no one messes with us, right? So we want to name ourselves like the Big Mean Men. I mean, not literally that, but something that's synonymous with Big Mean Men. Okay, maybe not Giant Furious Males either. That, not literally synonymous, just like generally synonymous. If you heard of a settlement set up by the lumbering behemoths, would you mess with them? Yeah, they're lumbering. We did crash in the sky. We could call ourselves the Sky Gods. That sounds intimidating. Of course, we speak the wrong language, so the tribals probably won't get the message anyway, but it's worth a shot. Should we call this Heaven? Probably without the question mark, right? But, I mean, we want to trick people into coming here. What are the random names? Oh, they're actually just nonsense. I like Trader's Ridge. It implies that there are traders here worth talking to. So I realize now that anything that would attract traders would also attract raiders. And obviously none of this in the game, this is all just flavor. But we don't want anyone to come here, we can manage on our own. Traders are bullshit, we don't want raiders to show up. How do we name ourselves something terrible? We're calling the settlement Nowhere. More precisely, we're calling the settlement the Middle of Nowhere. Why would you go to the middle of nowhere to fuck with the Sky Gods? That's just a bad play. Don't raid this place. Your faction is now known as the Sky Gods, and this community is now known as the Middle of Nowhere. Perfect. The entirety of what little goodwill this man has comes from his low expectations and initial optimism. He has an awful bedroom, no table to eat at. We should make a dining room, huh? Also, he's recreation deprived and ravenously hungry. Dude, just eat! Are you all getting that? Darkness! That's also a problem. You think some of these would cancel out. It's ugly, but also it's dark. Like, how can you see it if it's ugly? How can you be ravenously hungry, but also upset that you ate without a table? Come on, pick one, guys. Okay, I've turned on room display stats, and, this room is -6, awful. Of course it is. What is the difference from room to room? Because this one's -11, it's even worse. And this one's 18, I'm guessing because of these walls. But why are these two... You know what? Yeah, that's probably why. Rowan, I've changed my mind. Can you prioritize getting rid of this? Because we kind of need to get that out of his room. I suspect is making the room worse. Yes, the room is worse for all the random shit in it. He's kind of upset that his room was filled with boulders. Alright. That did help the room, but this one's worse? I'm actually not sure what the difference in these rooms are, because the only thing I can think of that would have quality is the beds, and they're both normal beds. This room is actually worse than the one filled with rocks. Regardless, they clearly need more furniture. Okay, so I've set it for all of them to have end tables and dressers. And they're all upset that they don't have anywhere to eat their food. So I think the only logical thing to do is just to make another room and make a dining room out of it. Okay, so now everyone can sit around the table and eat, and we can live happily ever after. I assume that all of them will be okay with me putting lights in their rooms. They'll just, you know, be reasonable and turn them off if they want to sleep in the dark. Dude, it's a bush. Are you serious? I can't put it here because of the bush? Alright. And I'm recognizing that I'm going to have concerns about power here, because this thing seems really irregular. And on top of that, I don't know how much power it's generating. It doesn't seem like it would be a lot. We're about 3/8 of the way through battery. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm just going to build a second windmill now. I think that because of the way it can jump, this is close enough. I do seem to have an air conditioner running, but, you know, into a completely open room. It's fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, so let's try to make this hell into a slightly livable hell. This seems like a good start. This probably also warrants, you know, a roof. I suppose I should actually put a roof over this hallway too, just for the hell of it. And on that subject, we should probably put floors in. And we should probably put floors under the doors too, and in the hallway. I'm aware filth is a thing. I'm not sure what I'm doing will actually help combat filth at all. But we're gonna pretend it will. Okay, and with all of that queued up, let's actually start making this. I have changed my mind about wanting Rowan to plant. I want him to just focus entirely on constructing. It turns out we have a lot left. I have changed my mind about wanting Rowan to plant. I now want him to only cut trees and construct. It turns out we need a shitload of wood again. So, I am, like, very concerned about the fact that I'm just not really growing a whole lot of food. Hopefully this is enough rice to survive. I don't know how much food rice is. This doesn't seem like it'll feed 3 people for very long, but 32 meals at 3 meals a day? Oh shit, do they eat 3 meals a day or 1? Whether or not I have 32 days or 10 days is very important to my calculus on if I have enough food. There's an angry rat that'll attack anyone it sees. I guess it could see us. What's it so mad about? Maybe it's going through a rat breakup, who knows? I don't really feel like dealing with this in the long term, so can everyone just come out here and shoot the rat? I feel like the correct play is probably to ignore it, but I'm kind of annoyed. I realize that he's just gonna get shot. Chase, I can't help but notice that you were selected. I guess there is a turkey here that we could hunt. That's a decent point, Chase. Apparently he was just in shoot all the animals mode now. He went from not participating at all to wasting bullets. Actually, you stop. Oh, that rat beat the shit out of him. It savaged his right foot and his left hand. That's pretty impressive, rat. Oh, here it is. Set him to self-tend. Will he do it just automatically? Doesn't appear to be self-tending. He just decided to eat a boxed lunch right now. No, still not self-tending, just sort of bleeding everywhere. Where'd that turkey get off to? We're still shooting at it, aren't we? Have you hit it a single time? Oh yeah, you have. It'll bleed to death in about 14 hours. Look, guys, just call it quits. It'll die on its own dime. It's just embarrassing at this point. Now, how do I actually make you self-tend? Because I've enabled it, I think. Because I know there's a thing where you patch yourself up. Alright, just bleed all over your bed, it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're gonna reinstall this sort of closer to the actual base, down here beneath the farm, I guess. Oh wait, somebody else did it for him. Thanks, Chase. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he wouldn't self-tend because someone else was already trying to fix him. Alright, that works for me. I forgot that Chase was a doctor with doctor set as his highest priority. Oh, you know what? He probably wouldn't self-tend because he wasn't assigned doctor at all. That would be it. We are most of the way to batteries, at which point we'll find out that we have nothing to build batteries with, I assume. Actually, we have like 40 components and plenty of steel. We can probably build batteries, no problem. Which means we should start building a room to store batteries in. Okay, so it turns out all of this is muddy, and you just can't build on mud? And having looked it up, I need to build a water pump to get rid of the mud. And to get a water pump, I need to get all the way to here, which is after microelectronics. Alright. So we're not building anything on the mud for a very long time. Is it worth butchering this rat? Speaking of, shouldn't that turkey have bled out? Yes. Oh, it just fell over. How are you doing, turkey? Moderate blood loss in your whole body, huh? Seems bad. Huh. What is butchering under? Is it separate from cooking? It must not be. When Kiyoshi wakes up, I'm gonna have him prioritize butchering these. Oh, also, it looks like we never floored in the butcher shop. It's fine, we're about to get blood everywhere anyway. In fact, we just generally have a lot of shit to do. I didn't realize how little time had passed. I'm gonna prioritize holing these dead animals. Alright, that one's not dead. Come put down this turkey, please. It seems to have got back up and hit him. That turkey was just playing dead. Alright. I thought it was actually unconscious. Apparently it wasn't. Major break wrist, huh? I mean... Look, I'm doing my best. You're just gonna have to break, I'm sorry. We now have the turkey and the rat safely in our storage waiting to be butchered. The dog still sleeps in the kitchen. I should probably change that at some point. Alright, so freezers do in fact work. No surprise there. And manhunting animals is an alarming phrase, but just hide behind doors. That's good to know. I never actually set the temperature in this. What's it set to by default? 70 degrees? That's not nearly cold enough. I want this thing to do its damnedest to get this just below freezing. Considering the size and length of this room, I'm sort of expecting it to fail, and then I'll need another one. Let's find out, though. Alright, so Rowan's up, and he's doing better after a good night's sleep. It looks like these people want heaters, but I mean, they also want lights. They want a lot of things, really. They want rooms that aren't filled with boulders. These needy bastards. On the one hand, I'm, like, kind of annoyed by the minor things that affect them, but I'm also really happy it's so transparent about what it is, and it seems like very sensible things. Like, to say I'm annoyed by this is to say that I'm annoyed by the shithole that I call home, and like, yeah, that's fair. We really should prioritize finishing this dining room. But I mean, we have so much stuff that we need to finish so quickly that it doesn't really matter. Hopefully you have enough wood to do all this. Probably not. First have Rowan come cut every single tree down here, because we're going to need it. We definitely don't have enough wood. Which means we probably aren't getting this sorted today, since Rowan's going to be cutting trees instead of helping to build. So this screen looks really important, but for now all I'm doing is making sure that my doctor doesn't actually use medicine, just like patches them up, because no one's, you know, horribly injured or anything. They're just beat up a little bit by wild animals. Okay, we have something vaguely resembling a dining room right now. You can eat at a table with a chair. Sure, it's missing a roof and a floor and walls, but you can dine in it. It's a dining outside. You have to pay extra for that, you know? Do we need more steel? No, we have absolutely massive amounts of steel. That's the last thing we need. We also still have a decent pile of components. What we desperately need is wood. And in fact, we basically cut all the wood that I had originally designated, and we still need more. So I have designated more wood again. I wonder if mining steel and making a base out of steel would have somehow been any better than this. There's no way in hell, right? Like, I don't like that my base is super flammable, but I don't really see a way to avoid that. Okay, excellent. We finished batteries. I already have nutrient paste as a technology. Should I be using that? I'm looking to solar panels next. I'll worry about all this other stuff later. Okay, so the nutrient paste thing makes lots of food really efficiently, but it doesn't make good food. I don't think I'm going to mess with that. I think I want whoever is going to be my cook to start learning to cook now. And I think we should have plenty of food from our rice farms, like, provided we ever find time to make rice. 23 meals left. How's this rice doing? Halfway grown? So it looks like we can just, like, realize that we're starving and switch to rice production. It's not going to be a huge problem. I don't think we need to make food goop. I think rice is going to be completely acceptable. I'll find out soon enough, I guess, when this colony just starves to death and whoever lives is the one that resorts to cannibalism. That'll be unfortunate. I think this is fine. Oh wait, a chunk of a spacecraft just landed inside of this room. I'm assuming I get components from mining that, which I don't need right now, but good to know. Yeah, it looks like only one core will get it down to about 46, so we will need to make a second one. Why would you do this? He must be looking at the stars, right? Yeah, stargazing. Activity stargazing. There we go. Meditating, relaxing socially. I don't know what the game's definition of socially is. I'm assuming that if I go to my schedule, We're in the 23rd hour? How do I check the exact time? 0 hour. So they're about to go to sleep then. Or maybe they can use sleep time to relax? It might be that. Whichever way, it sort of makes sense. So now that I've realized I can't finish the rightmost edge of this, I'm just going to wall it off here, since I can't build on this mud. Cleo's up first. Did Cleo just fucking eat my food? Does this dog eat food? Holy shit, I did not realize this was a thing. Cleo, you are not doing anything for this society. Why are you here? He's at max food because he just ate my shit. Cleo, this is not okay. How do I set Cleo to eat wild animals? Go hunt for yourself. He doesn't appear to be on this screen for restrict. Oh! So if you're wondering what's under the operation times, it's just killing him. Yeah, no, I'm good. That's a little bit of an overreaction. Actually, is it? He is eating my food, and he could be food. See, I found this, but I don't see how to restrict his food type. Alright, for right now, I just tell the dog to hang out here. Because, like, honestly, I'd rather it starve to death than keep eating my food. I feel like letting it starve to death will upset the owner less than butchering it. That's certainly the trick in Dwarf Fortress. And we'll worry about specifics more than that in the future, because right now, I don't care if Cleo eats. That is not a priority for me. Oh, that was a nightmare. So, that took me like 5 to 10 minutes of researching and being confused with the UI, and it really shouldn't have. That's probably as much on me as the game. Like, the system was unintuitive, but I think I literally found it within the first 2 minutes of searching and then just didn't see it. Oh my god, we have lights coming on. Also, the room for storing batteries is up. We should probably start building batteries. That seems kind of important. Let's slap 2 batteries in the back of the room and build conduit over to it. Man, that's some horror movie light flickering we have going on. Our power might be a little bit unsteady. Alright, slowly but surely, things are starting to make sense. Also, this rice is looking pretty grown. Apparently not. Apparently this is only 79% of a rice. Oh hey, we might still need defenses, but that doesn't matter much right now. Let's see how this raid is. It's one guy, he's got a knife. He's quite good at shooting. He's also very good at growing. I keep thinking that my growing guy is preoccupied. If I could avoid murdering this man, that'd be decent. Trigger happy seems like a bad thing, but who knows? Psychopath seems like it's probably insanely good, right? Like, in general, in Dwarf Fortress, if my people were psychopaths, that would have made the game much easier. Yeah, no, this is really funny. Yeah, this might be the best trait in the game. Oh, that's fantastic. That is such a good trait. Well, he doesn't have to worry about being in too impressive of a bedroom. I guess I can just tell him to eat the turkeys if he lives. I'd rather not kill this guy. I actually kind of like him. Anyway, draft everyone. It's time to go fight him. Alright, we're all grouped up. Let's go shoot him. I can't help but notice we're no longer remotely grouped up. Hey, guys. Guys? I would like to continue being grouped up, please. Why is it only giving the command for one of them? Oh my god, is that how it works? I have to give a different command for each guy with a different weapon? That's super inconvenient, but whatever. That's fine. That would explain why they didn't all attack last time, too. No, guys. I understand you have ranged weapons, but he's... Why are you fighting squirrels? Is that what fire at will means? They're just going to shoot random shit. Guys. Look, all of you just walked on here. I promise we have it. God, I hate these people. This is exactly like managing a military in Dwarf Fortress. This man is your enemy. Okay, now that we're all in range, it works. We're gonna move to the other side of him. Did you just get shot in the back? No. He threw dirt in your eyes. Now that we're on the other side of him and I feel like we're less likely to get shot, we're good. Also, he is using the knife sometimes. How dead is he? Death in 5 hours, huh? Stabbed, cut, shot, cut again, shot some more. We don't have anywhere to take this man. Too incompetent at fistfights to finish off, huh? And yes, this is exactly the tutorial I was looking for right about now. So I need to mark a bed as prisoner and try to figure out this stuff. So I think what I'm actually going to do is try to figure out capturing next time. We've dealt with our first raid. We have something vaguely resembling a base coming together. This has been rather incoherent. I hope you've had a good time. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that shilly channel growth nonsense. I'll see you around.